YBG. It's anyone's game, 1-1. Let's jump straight into the draft. Husky, you know, in the short break that we have, what seems to be the changes that YBG really needs to make? I mean, for both teams, because it's not an easy game for PAPARA Supermassive as well.
Yeah, I think right now for PAPARA Supermassive, right, morale is on their side for sure, right? And I think for YBG, it's up to them to reset. Good to see that it seems like they are still all smiles, you know, like they know that they've invested in the previous game, then there definitely are things that they could have improved in game 2. I felt like their side lanes would have been, they could manage the side lanes a bit better and to create the pressure around the map, but either way, now no player Studio Fanny was banned by them, that was banned by themselves, which in of itself is pretty unheard of on blue side. Hylo's banned by PAPARA Supermassive. Joy, Harith is open. I feel like you might just consider Harith and give the Drusin over.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you. Just pick up the Harith right now. I know that Granger is open, but Harith is basically a counter towards that Granger. You're able to sidestep away from the Death Sonata and anything that Granger throws onto you. Unless you want to play it a little bit safer, because now Phoebus is wide open. It's been banned out in the first 2 games, but it will be the Joy though for Lucas.
Okay, so opting to go for the Joy, willing to give away Harith if anything. Phoebus does get is opened up, so PAPARA Supermassive grabs that instantly, and the Matilda too. 2 picks that does disrupt what the Joy wants to accomplish, right? You have a free ride out of danger, and you have all the stagger with the Phoebus passive. So Harith does go over to YBG just like game number 1. They get 2 massive power picks.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit interesting this time around. They might go for the Badang once again, but with the Matilda here, it might not work as well because it's so easy to disrupt whatever the Badang wants to throw at you. You get a first crack long, you get trapped underneath, you get the Matilda, pull you out of the way. So this time around, maybe go for a Loi if you want to. It might be a little bit interesting, but the CC will be the hero of choice on the EXP side.
It's a very early CC pickup, but I guess after seeing the Phoebus, they don't really have much else that they need to consider. They're gonna put that CC into Phoebus, which is very understandable. PAPARA Supermassive, I think right now, it comes down to the either go or jungler, right? I think you take the jungler first. So yeah, Alpha is a very good pick. Matilda Alpha, the classic.
Yeah, classic Alpha Matilda. Farms super fast. We got true damage as well. It's just the CC might be disruptive to whatever they want to do, because if you want to fly away and you get tethered inside the CC's ultimate, the curtain call, then it will be a little bit annoying, but not too much to worry. But then again, it's easier for PAPARA Supermassive to pull this off, especially since they got their signature Phoebus. For second phase of the ban, Glue will be off the table.
Wow,
but it's,
so
wait, why did they ban on an EXP when,
I didn't worry
when the CC's already picked up?
They're worried about a glue roll, I guess.
It can't be. What?
To live is to trick the Reaper.
Or they just want to open up a free hero slot for themselves. It could be a possibility. So Farron is being banned out. There's no room for error for the Valentina. Roy being banned out as well. And typically, if you have a teamfight composition, the Roy works super well.
So it's gonna be a Moscow ban last by YBG. So we're left with what? We're left with Iratel, Bruno, Claude, Beatrix, I guess.
Yeah.
They're gonna go for the Vexana first. So this is just a full-on anti-Joy.
Yeah, terrify her away from the dashes, from her ultimate, and able to keep that distance, to close that distance with any of the members of PAPARA Supermassive. It's a little bit tanky as well. You got the Eternal Guard in your possession. So PAPARA Supermassive actually playing to their strengths. They know that, okay, we don't really want to bother too much about the split push. We know we're going to be playing teamfight compositions. As much as we win all of these team fights, we have the Matilda to try to pull us into these lanes so that we can sort of like do something about the side lanes as well. But this time around, I think probably a Farsa just to match the tempo.
Yeah, Sicilian and the Kufra makes sense too. So you get, so once more, it's Massive is a comp that primarily has only magic damage, but ramps up the longer the game goes on. Now Sicilian really confirms that. So Bruno does get picked up by PAPARA Supermassive, which directly into a Kufra too. So this is, I suppose, it's confidence for PAPARA Supermassive.
Yeah, I think this is the modus operandi for Supermassive. It's like whatever YBG picks up, they will play it against them, and they want to play it better. Look at how, you know, Balexi is actually feeling about this. He's like smiling. He's like, dang, they really want to try this on me. And don't forget, it's one of his own signature heroes as well.
I mean, okay, so
you know,
I don't know, dude. I feel like PAPARA is onto something.
Yeah. And with that being said, you know, you can't change the draft anymore. It's set. We're jumping into game number 3. It's anyone's game at this point for the final showdown from China versus Turkey is coming to fruition in the land of Dawn. As we set things up, we'll see how fast things will roll in the early game. And I know that both teams really like to ramp up these momentums, and the snowball effect might come true for both of these teams. We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll see if YBG can really just, you know, shake off that game 2 of what should have been theirs. Because if not, they're going to watch this series slip away. So there's such a strong start. All comes down to the Romans, as always. But at least YBG will always have an insurance policy in the Sicilian and Harith when the game goes late. It's tough enough to get 2 tapped by Harith, but imagine getting hit by Sicilian at the same time.
Yep. Oh, they actually lost the lethal
So Lucas
from
didn't
Vexana,
use
so yeah.
didn't use the retry. I
So
guess he wasn't confident.
I just think it's Vexana's burst. The passive is just taking that out.
Yeah.
But then again, I think YBG, they're not feeling the same that they are in game number 1. Yes, they do have 2 of the same heroes, but look at how fast Supermassive are rotating around that map. Especially with the Matilda, you've got a lot more sustain as well when it comes down to long, prolonged Lord takes or objective takes.
So this XP lane essentially just locked out for now. Obviously, Moji did eat up a bit of that experience, so Wasa will take some time before he hits 4, but will be just in time. I think these turtle fights are going to be incredibly hard early on for YBG. Because Lucas, like, you have to go through the bulk of PAPARA Supermassive, but not only that, the insane amount of crowd control. Flicker! Knockout Ares commits to that. We just talked about the lack of damage, and Ares is going to feel it. First blood going over the PAPARA Supermassive. Lucas does have to out, but again, staggered by Wasa. Just a poor idea of trying to go for an unwinnable fight.
An unexpected jump by Ares, but he does not have the Tyrant's Revenge. I think things would have played out a lot more differently if he's got his ultimate, but then again, losing out one member and giving away the turtle so early on, this is not looking so good for a start by YBG.
I understand the idea, but they just don't have the resources to make it happen. And this Matilda changes everything, right? Making sure that the Alpha doesn't miss out with buff as well. Boss fight purifies to make sure that he survives. The PAPARA Supermassive already off to a great start. Unicorn needs a lot more time to scale up, and Lucas is a level down.
Yeah, I think the only way that YBG is able to play this around is basically a split push advantage in the mid to late stages of the game. But so far, as long as PAPARA Supermassive are together, they will lose all of the fights. And then again, Balexi still needs a little bit of time to come online with that damage. We've seen the prowess that is Harith.
Yeah, Lucas is not having a game at all. He's not allowed to farm in his own jungle. He will constantly need to be babysitted by Ares. And look at the amount of coverage that they have. Another knockout, this time into the Tyrant's Revenge, but still, damage once more, not enough. And Lucas has a hard time going into the fight because of all the crowd controls.
Man, oh man. It's not only the crowd controls, but it's the shields that the Matilda brings to the table as well. If you get jumped on, you are able to escape. You can go in a little bit early. You farm so much faster. Moji's just having a heck of a time. And I can tell you, I'm a jungle main, and when I play Alpha, if I have a Matilda next to me, I'm having an easy time in the early game. I can just go ham with the Spirit of Alpha without fear of repercussion because Matilda is going to get me right out anytime. So this is PAPARA Supermassive playing to their own strengths. As the turtle is coming up in 5 seconds, they could be able to sort of like zone out around that turtle against YBG.
Huh. Man, I think right now, if you are PAPARA Supermassive, you feel a bit more confident. I mean, Ares has been getting some good engages, but again, the team is just do not have the resources yet to follow up reliably. Ares is gonna get spotted out. This turtle contest should be over. YBG, I'm not sure if you want to stay around for any longer.
A lot of signs of life. Wasa actually goes in.
Can start the engage. This 5-4, and Lucas actually gets the turtle. They get a kill onto After Dark somehow with the help of Unicorn. And this fight went a whole lot different than I thought it would be. With Alexi joining in, they take out Moji in the process. And YBG punishes PAPARA Supermassive. And now Wasa left to his own devices. Ares and Fish God on top of him as Alexi works on the mid turret, even forcing BuzzFed to fall back. And Wasa is going to eventually expire in the hands of Fish God. YBG gets 3, a turtle. They lose top tier 1.
Oh man, they're just opening up so much space for Xiao to just free farm up top. And it's the 5-minute mark. Xiao might be able to come online as of now. There's a lot of damage already dished out by this Bruno. And as much as he gets his Malefic Gun, that's going to be a game ender for PAPARA Supermassive. But now, the way that Ares likes to play, setting up for the rest of the team and creating a lot of opportunities for Lucas to jump in with the Rhythm of Joy, creating so much space and so much damage. Look at that jump, Ares onto that wall, and Lucas just there to follow up, taking down the objectives and taking down 2 members, and with the Temporal Rain, creating that jump yet again.
Yeah, and also, credits to Fish God with the curtain call, right? Like, Ares hit 2 people, and Fish God just ties them together, guaranteeing that they are gonna die regardless, with Lucas on top of them. Both side lane tier 1s taken down by PAPARA Supermassive. So both sides now losing the tier 1s on the side lanes. Felixi, as always, very daring with his movement. PAPARA Supermassive, this is the death ball that you've been talking about. They're gonna stick together once more. At YBG, they do have those side lane players, but because PAPARA Supermassive have a Matilda, that's going to help them cover the side lanes.
Well, taking a look at itemizations, it does look like Lucas is going for the standard Stardom scythe just to get a little bit more damage in the jungle to farm up before anything goes south. But it does look like Felixi needs a little bit more time, as well as Xiao. It's still a little bit early, 7 minutes into the game. PAPARA Supermassive sticking together, the death ball coming through, Turtle spawned up yet again, but YBG just pushing all of them away.
I mean, Ares getting another catch, but he might have to sacrifice his life. BuzzFed actually in the back. Ares now will finally go down, but Felixi has a free entry to the backline. After Dark was forced to flicker away. Purify used by BuzzFed. 3 battle spells suspended by the side of PAPARA Supermassive. Both teams really just went all in. So the turtle actually going over to the side of YBG. Mid lane will be under siege.
Yeah, time is ticking for PAPARA Supermassive. Early game, they had a very aggressive front. Right now, YBG does have the upper hand in terms of setups because you never know where Ares is coming from. And he's playing that Kufra so well. He knows and predicts where they're standing at any one point of time. So PAPARA Supermassive has to watch their positioning. As much as Wasa is always going into the back line, it's very high committal. Once you throw down the Infernal Pursuit, you're jumping in and you have no escape.
They'll try and defend this mid tier 1 for as long as they can. That's what's going to keep YBG out of their side of the map. I mean, we are in for a long haul, that's for sure.
Yeah, look at where Lucas is as well. Just going onto that side lanes, getting the split push, and that is basically the Achilles heel of Supermassive, their composition. You have to send someone up, and you have to bring them down together again, but I don't think much will happen in 50 seconds if they play their cards right. Lord coming up in 40. Is PAPARA Supermassive desperately trying to hang on to the line?
Haven't really found much of a free space for Xiao to farm, because look at bot side, right? Bilexi is not shoving the wave. So Xiao is just starving, only able to go for Migo jungle camps. Mid side will be shoved in as well, but top side, if you are Xiao, you don't really want to go there. It's so far away. So YBG starving out PAPARA Supermassive slowly but surely.
Yeah. It just takes a little bit of time as the Lord spawns up in 5 seconds. Long lane already pushed in. PAPARA Supermassive has to send Xiao to handle that one. And YBG does have the damage already, does have the economy lead. It's not much, but it's sufficient. Enough for them to take down at least 1 or 2 members within team fights. But Ares, again, it's always the roams, man, that is making these crucial plays. Again, onto Wasa, though.
This half of Wasa's health bar. Of course, if you're YBG, they're looking to play slow and steady, right? You got Unicorn, you got Ares, you got a lot of ways to poke, but this Lord gonna get resetted. PAPARA Supermassive trying to stop that reset. They want control. They want to make sure this Lord doesn't go back to full health. Means they're taking a gamble. Eternal Guard drop topside. One day YBG sees that.
I think definitely they got vision on that top lane. So they know no Eternal Guard. There comes in Ares with the jump.
Wait, Wasa trying to go for the flicker, so I'm not really sure what the intention was, but now Wasa doesn't have that flicker for the next 2 minutes. Moji.
Oh, Moji coming in with Spirit of Alpha. Unicorn down low.
Whoa, Ares again, another knockout, but this time they're ready for him. Ares loses all his health. Vengeance used by Fishgod. Ties them up, but the damage is too much, so Fishgod goes down. Bit of crack showing in YBG's gameplay, the composition. Wasa onto Bilexi, losing all his health. Lucas using Moji as a pedestal. The Lord knockup knocks After Dark into the air, but Lucas doesn't have the help to work with. He'll be forced away by Xiao. Goes that game, tries to steal the Lord, doesn't get it.
Ooh.
Eventually taken down by Xiao. PAPARA Supermassive walks away with the objective.
This is what PAPARA Supermassive is known for. The Supermassive Death Ball. They're always together, and they're always fighting it head on. And every single time the Lord, the longer Lord dance goes, it goes right for Supermassive, just because you have the Matilda to heal everyone up. You got the favor as well. So it doesn't really matter for Supermassive if they lose a half of their health. They're still going to be staying right there, and then it makes it so much easier for PAPARA Supermassive to take down major team fights. It comes down to that T1 down on that mid side will be defended by YBG.
The side lanes though are really stacking up. Of course, the Lord should be easily taken care of. Bottom wave though, that tier 2 is gonna go down very quickly. But YBG keeping their focus on the mid tier 1. They understood how important that turret is. They need it up so the PAPARA Supermassive don't get that opportunity to control the other side of the map.
You got Moji trying to seek out some information. You know that Lucas is down that bottom side trying to clear that wave. It's PAPARA Supermassive still unable to take down that T1.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough. Like, this mid tier 1 still there. The most even game we have so far in the series. No one having the lead. Could be anyone's
I think
game.
it's just the adaptations.
Yeah.
Just the adaptations that YBG is bringing onto the table. They know that they're playing a team fight composition. You just have to have hard hitters to deny that team fights, wait for Supermassive to come close and play a reactive front. I think that's the game plan for now, especially for YBG. Let's take a breather for now. Take a look at the itemizations. It does look like PAPARA Supermassive, most of the members have gotten their core items. There's 4 core items for Xiao. Still, he is up ahead in economy, not much, but that's enough to make a dent. As Bilexi already got the Holy Crystal as well. So if Ares makes a right play, a right setup, things might go a little bit differently for YBG. They just have to be a little bit more patient in these games.
You can see the dire hit roam boots in Handsome. The blessing on Unicorn, right? The latest dire hit changes. If you crowd control someone, the hit on that target is gonna deal a chunk of their HP. I believe it's a max HP percentage, if memory serves me right. Adds on to even more of that burst potential for this Cecilion, which is gonna infinitely scale.
We're slowly defending up on that turret. The YBG all at the ready in the Lord pit. But PAPARA Supermassive has a lot more sustain coming into the Lord Den. So we're going to start things off. They just can't get picked off. So Xiao has to play a little bit more passively at this front.
Yeah. This Lord is going to be crucial. If PAPARA Supermassive gets it, might be a side lane inhibitor. But if YBG gets it, it's a full reset for them.
Economy's already
used the opportunity
equalized.
to stack up his passive, get the bad impact damage up.
Yeah. Economy is already equalized. There's not much that YBG could do elsewhere. I mean, they have to be able to make the right plays, but with so much purifies on the right targets, they need to be able to go straight for either After Dark or Xiao. Look at how much heals that Moji is able to sustain with the Matilda and with all of his skills. He's able to just stay down the front, start the dance again.
Even Lucas is starting to make its way towards the pit. He's got the purple buff right now. Taking it slow the long way. In fact, PAPARA Supermassive not letting go of the Lord.
But look at the side waves though. Lanes down the mid side, pushing in. Mates down, waves down the bottom side, already pushing in as well. Lord,
Full commitment.
a quarter of their health. Lucas is right there, picks up that part. They're starting up the fight.
Very well done by Lucas. Now can they get up? Alexi drops the Diamond Force, kills someone in air. And this is the counter engage. Ares right in the middle. Gets Xiao, and that's his Purify out. PAPARA Supermassive able to
it's just the
disengage
waves.
and cut their
The
losses,
waves are
but
killing
still,
Supermassive. You
Yeah,
got the wave on the mid side.
YBG having such a good response to that.
Oh man, oh man, it's the waves that are killing Supermassive. Once they know that After Dark is going into that mid side, the waves are pushing in. YBG capitalize on that information and go straight for that Lord. They know that Moji is unable to be there because they're split apart. As long as they're together, they can win. But once they're apart, they're all sitting ducks.
And we did talk about how YBG, that's the one thing they need to brush up, right? Their side lane management to create the extra pressure, and they're doing it just right. Ares himself threatening a jump. Obviously, he's not going to commit to it, but it's enough to force PAPARA Supermassive back. 2 inhibitors down in a blink of an eye. And now this game, the scales have definitely tipped. Lucas to the back. They tie up the Matilda. Bossman goes down. Fish God escapes. Wasa tries to go for the chase. Knocked out by Ares. Finished off by Fish God. After Dark takes 2 shots in the face, and he is almost out of commission. Xiao, Moji, and After Dark managed to keep the base alive.
2 members down. Waves are still pushing in. They want to get that reset though. They got what they came here for. And after all of this 16 minutes, PAPARA Supermassive, as much as they are so strong in team fights, Bilexi has come online. And Wasa gets a little bit too close, get bursted down by this Harith. It's just a little bit too much for them. How will they play this though? The Xavier Force already initiated by Bilexi. You've got the minions already pushing in. Turrets at half health. No more boom for them. And PAPARA Supermassive playing in the back foot once again.
Trying to chip away at the inhibitor. Brought it down to 40% health. That's where it will stay for the next minute until the Lord spawns again. But PAPARA Supermassive it's actually lost control of the game. That was the tipping point.
Yeah, it all had to do with the waves. You have to control the waves. And I think it's easier said than done because YBG wasn't actively actually trying to push the waves. They just got the turret down, and that created so much opportunity for them to get slow pushes on. I think their wave control and their macro management was just so on point that Supermassive was unable to control that. They would have done this in game number 2, but with this lineup, the longer it goes, Unicorn has so much more damage, as well as Lexi.
After Dark is a dangerous spot, brother.
Oh man,
He's straight, he's dead.
Team hero has been slain.
You can't just walk up onto the map when it's a Kufra around and you have no vision.
yeah, that was a huge blunder. A free Lord going over the side of YBG. You have the Eternal Guard, you don't have the Vexana in your possession as well. So there's the 18-minute Lord, the Evolved Lord. Making quick work of that. YBG will wait for this one. Sync up the waves and push this in. This might be the end-all be-all.
That'll be the last stand for PAPARA Supermassive. Just with that small blunder, right? And this
Yeah.
is a high pressure moment. You lose control of the map. You need someone to do the job, but Blosfet isn't the one for you. Matilda can't do it. Someone has to take the fall. After Dark will be back in time. But for the defense, look at Cell. That's half his health bar with one bad impact.
Yeah.
Base turret has
Top
been
turrets
destroyed.
annihilated. We've got the base Baron. It's just Supermassive against the world right now. Lord pushing in. How will this
Could be
go?
over. Moji went to the crown to buy time, but the crystal is gonna hammer by the Lord. YBG, after a game 2 blunder, comes back swinging. And YBINGAME takes down PAPARA Supermassive 2-1.
It wasn't an easy game, but they showed up. In the last minute of the game, they took control of the mistake that Supermassive made by opening up the lanes. You can see the smiles on their faces. Losing the first game, but winning the second series of today. They should have a good rest after